My name's Karen Aldino and I'm Jimmy Guichard's mum. Jimmy was 20 years old. He was fit, healthy, sports mad, loved his family. My eldest granddaughter has autism and Jimmy would have spent a lot of time with her, sitting reading and doing puzzles, and he just enjoyed being an uncle. Jimmy went over to spend some time with his dad because his dad was unwell, and he came across a head shop in a place called Chatham in Kent, and he saw a t-shirt in the window that he liked. He went in and purchased his t-shirt, and there was bags at the counter, and he asked what this stuff was, and he was told it was a herbal cannabis and it was legal, and it was only £3.50 a bag. So he picked up 2 bags and went off back to his dad's house and started fixing the bike for the little boy next door, and smoked away at one of these joints of cannabis. Jimmy had a massive heart attack from smoking the product. Whatever the chemical was that sprayed on that reacted with Jimmy, and it sent his blood pressure so high and so high so quickly that his body couldn't cope with it, and he had, as I say, he had a massive heart attack. His dad came in and found him unconscious, but he doesn't know how long he'd been unconscious for. The ambulance was called. Jimmy was taken to the hospital. He was defibrillated. I got a call to say that he'd taken a suspected heart attack. He was fine. He was on his way to the hospital. I could hear Jimmy talking in the background in the ambulance, saying, "Oh, don't be ringing her. She'll be over. That's it. I'm in trouble now." And giving out, basically, that his dad had rang me. 20 minutes later, I got another phone call from the resus unit at the hospital to tell me that Jimmy's brain had begun to swell on the way to the hospital, and that had in turn crushed his brain stem. And they informed me that my son was brain dead. I didn't realise what that meant. I thought I had a brain damaged child on my hands now, and in my head I was working out how I was going to bring him home, how I was going to look after him. Would I have to move? Would I have to give up my job? And all this within the space of about 20 seconds. And the nurse on the phone, I actually said to her, when am I going to be able to bring him home to Ireland? And it was then that she explained to me, no, he was on a life support machine, and how soon could I get out there to switch his life support machine off? And we started arranging getting over to England, and the whole journey took 18 hours. And the whole time we knew that Jimmy's heart could give out at any point, and that they wouldn't restart his heart, and that would be it. The machine would just be unplugged and switched off, and that'd be that. So the whole time we were praying that, you know, he would just hold on till we got there. It's bad enough his son dying. Didn't want him dying alone. We got there about 8 o'clock on the Wednesday evening, and again we were very aware that his heart could stop at any time. If I went downstairs to get a cup of tea, I could come back up to find him gone. So we had to make a decision. By this time he'd been on the machine sort of 36 hours. So It was 11 o'clock that night that we decided that was the time the machine was all gonna go off. So the nurses came in and started unplugging everything and disconnecting everything. And they placed Jimmy in my arms. His head was tucked into my neck and I was just sort of cradling him. I thought it would be an instant thing, but it wasn't. I thought once the machines went off, that would be him just slip away. It took 20 minutes for his body to shut down. And so then I was questioning myself, is he fighting this? Have I done the right thing? But the nurses reassured me, no, that is just normal. That is a normal process. They disconnected everything, but they left one of the stickers on his chest, and I was watching the movement of that and seeing that slow and slow until it come to a stop.
Herbal. You've got Exodus.
Cherry blend.
Magic Dragon MD.
Strawberry cheesecake.
Blueberry blend.
Doom.
Sky High.
AK-48B, that's tutti frutti.
And King Cobra.
Tangy orange.
That's just the herbal incense blends in. You've got like other thingies of herbal, like meth and tablets.
Stuff you snuff like cocaine.
And you've got your bath salts and then stuff you inject in like heroin too. All mad shit like. Bong or like a joint, you smoke it. It's like do you know the stuff you buy in a shop? Dude, I'll explain it to you, right? Do you know herbal that you buy in a shop? You put it in your dinner. It's like that there, only it's wrapped in like chemicals. Chemicals that can kill you, that's what herbal is. Chemicals that can kill you, like slowly but surely. Now, right, boys?
It burns the back of your throat. It feels like it's dissolving, like you can't even swallow, it's dry.
You just trip out, that's all you do. See, I was in Grantia because of it. Because it left you antipsychotic, left you crazy. And see, when you didn't have none, you get pains in your stomach, you feel sick, vomiting, the whole works, and that's you dying then. I didn't leave the house for 11 weeks one time just to get off a herbal. And you see that herbal? I'm back on that herbal now, not on it tonight, but I'm back on that herbal. I'm 18 years of age and that herbal's fucked my life up. And see, to be honest with you, see if you don't get a detox centre in Derry, I'm gonna go fucking mad, because you see my friends are either dying or in prison.
If you were to go on the internet, you'd find out all the long-term effects. All the bad effects are all online. I mean, I know boys that smoke herbal and they say they get bad heart palpitations every day.
Well, I'm like 19 now and I smoked it when I was 15. It was something called Doom. You had to go to the top of the street to get it. You had to be 18 to buy it. We just got people to go and get it first. But seeing you smoke that stuff, the height of anxiety, like you don't want to be part of civilization. You get a sore chest, you were trembling. You just don't want to socialise, that's all.
See, when you're talking about socialising, you just go out, you smoke a few bongs and everybody's just sitting there. Everybody's quiet, and in a world of their own. Like,
it takes over your whole body.
I thought the one was dragging me down the street one night.
It was fucked up.
It was funny, like, I knew everything was happening, but it's just...
See, like, the first time I smoked it, this is me walking up the street.
No, like...
It's herbal, boys, you know, it does that to you.
No, I was on a flat out and the walls were closed and anything like that there. Like,
oh, Jesus.
I would have walked the street smoking bongs.
Dove in school, every morning at 8 AM to get a bag.
I would have dove in school, but I would have went down to school with it anyway. It's just no bother.
Because it's addictive?
I can't afford grass.
That's the stupidest answer.
That's why I took it.
It's the same idea as grass, to be honest. You know, people like rolling joints, packing bongs. They actually like the idea of packing a bong, and you can do that with a herbal.
Can I give you the answer? Or what I think it is? What was the question again? Why do people take it? Honestly, just to take the edge or whatever stress they have. That's what I think.
It just sounds you out. Like.
It sounds you out. You know what they're trying to escape from? Reality. Reality, that's what it is, boys, isn't it? Reality.
Trying to figure out what's going on, just really.
And they're just spiraling and wrecking their own lives, well, because they think, oh, I'll get stoned, I'll make it better.
And it just leaves you a lot worse.
It just leaves you worse. And then you go to the doctors, and then the doctors give you tablets, and you eat them and they make you feel worse before you even get better. See, when you take it, you're like in your own wee bubble, and in your own wee bubble, now, right, boys?
It's completely different.
completely
different, right? See, right, if you don't have ordinary cannabis, you're fine. If you don't have the herbal, you're falling apart.
You see, normal grass, you can smoke that in your day-to-day life and get on with it, but see, smoking herbal, you can't do that. You have to sit in your room to smoke herbal because it leaves you all like a sear. It's herbal, boys, that's what it does to you.
Like with other stuff, you can function, right? See, herbal, you don't want to talk to anybody. You're strung out. Like your stomach feels like it's burning the inside. No, it's bad. Like.
Online.
Online, well, I don't smoke it anymore.
I do. I smoke it. I can't get away from it. No way I can't get away from it because it's everywhere. And I don't even pay for it. See if a boy comes up to me and says, "Oh, do you want to buy a bag of herbal?" Be all, "No, catch yourself on. Get away from me." I don't pay for it, boys. You know I don't. I just go up to the boy and gives him a for a joint. Gives him a for a joint. See by the time I get home, I have enough for a 50 bag in my pocket. Yeah.
You don't need money. You have £3, you can go and get a bag.
It's really cheap.
Really cheap.
I'm on the dole.
It's like dirt.
See, before I was on the dole, I used to rob cars, rob houses, all that. I steal the clothes off your back. You think I'm fucking joking?
You'd sell your ma.
See, that's how bad herbal is. See your ma's wedding ring. You'd sell it, you get your hands on it.
I sold it before.
See, when you're in herbal, you're just angry all the time. You don't eat, you don't sleep. If you go to bed on herbal, you don't even sleep. Like,
You see him? Wasn't that you smoke weed?
I just regular weed.
So I see him. I'm proud of him. He's put on some weight. He used to be so skinny.
Primary 7.
8 years of age.
It's 15.
13, 14.
You can't hide it.
You're angry all the time. You can't eat. You can't sleep. You feel pure sick. Like,
Just like faint.
Aye,
Fainting and all.
Jesus,
You
fainting.
faint.
Cold sweats as well. The chills.
And see when you don't have it, you get like sweaty palms.
Just noticed by looking at him, really.
See, as soon as you take it, that's you there.
That's hooked round the finger. That's you.
See the way it's legal? People think nothing of it. They'll smoke it as quick as a cigarette. And see, before you know it, you're really bad, you're really anxious, you're sore here, and you'll feel like you need an ambulance. It's not great, like.
Anxious.
Yeah, that's scary. You don't know how it's going to leave you.
It's like, see, you be sweat is dripping off you, and then you smoke it, and you're fucking freezing.
The chills are bad too. Like, you get a massive shiver down your back.
It's like somebody walks over your grave.
You'd be really nervous because there's times you smoke it and you'll get a good high, and you'll go and do it again. Then there's other times you'll smoke it, you'll black out and start vomiting and stuff, and you're like, I'm never doing that again. But you go and do it anyway.
It leaves you trembling. It just makes you want to hide away from society.
It's antisocial, because when you do it, you don't want to be with nobody. You just want to be in your room, like confined in your own wee room. Just you, yourself, and your wee body.
No.
I loved it.
Like, I
I
loved every second of every day of my life when I was on it. But as soon as the family was falling out of me,
Family's the way forward.
no, like, my ma couldn't even look at me. My face was the colour of green. You know what I was doing? I was getting her account number. I was taking 20 quid out of her account every day just to go back a herbal.
See if it wasn't for my mommy, I'd be in prison now. I'm 18 years of age, and my mommy's looked after me every day of my life.
Counselling works.
You
Like,
go to Daisy, there's Zest, acupuncture. You can go to counselling, you can go to Granson and get you off of drugs. People say there's no help in this town, but they just don't go looking for it. You have to go looking for it and you'll get it, like I get detained under the Mental Health Act of 1986 because I was seen at the Blue Bridge twice within 2 weeks.
It's not like that for everyone though. Like for us, we tried it a handful of times and we were able to say, fuck, that's fucking terrible, and not go near it again. Like, so not everyone's that extreme, they need help.
See, when you're in a herbal, but you don't care about anything or anybody. All you're caring about
It's
right?
about the bag, when you're going to get the bag, when you get it and put it on top of the bong, you light it and...
No, it's like, where's the next bag coming from? What are you going to steal? What are you going to
When
sell?
the next pound's going to come
Exactly.
from? Jesus, these are leaving me anxious. I need to go to the shop, boys.
Will you save money?
I can't tell you because I'm still on it.
No, I can't. Like, after a couple of weeks, the sickness starts to go away. Your throat doesn't feel like it's dissolving and all. You feel a lot better. Like.
See, when you come off it, it's like reality just be like, eat this, take this.
The only pro I can think of is that you can smoke it in the corner and not get arrested because it's legal.
They can take it off you, but they can't arrest you.
No, you can't have an open on sale bag.
Well, the main pro, basically, of being off it is that you don't suffer any bad effects. Like,
Aye, you're not angry, you aren't stealing all the time. Like,
Doesn't affect your education.
I haven't really fucked out of school. I haven't failed on my GCSEs. Like.
to be honest, I was smarter before I smoked the herbal.
No, he's wired just.
Seeing what it does to their bodies.
If they could see what it actually does to people, how it ruins people's lives.
It ruins family relationships.
It ruins everything. See, when I was off it, my friend wouldn't let me smoke it again.
It ruins everything. It fucks you up.
It just fucks up everything.
It's like heroin, man. Once you take it and it's in your bloodstream for about a week, good luck to you. Like, you can go through it all day, but see, at night, you be climbing up the fucking walls. Like, I know you've got weed in the house now, like, and I've got weed in the house. But see, if I didn't have weed in the house now, I wouldn't be here. I'd be going to get a bag of herbal. But I want to do something productive.
Just continue doing what they're doing, organising days out, fun things for us to do, activities. You get to be associated with people and it keeps your mind off it. Because when you're doing your day-to-day life, you're not going to think of herbal. You're not going to think of nothing like that there.
Like, you see, when I was down in the body shop mechanicing, I wasn't thinking of herbal, boys. You know, like, I was just thinking about getting the car fixed before 5 o'clock, do you know what I mean?
I had to give it up because it was fucking me up. I got into grass cutting and got myself a motorbike. That got me off it. 350 fills up a tank and lasts you all day. That 350 could have went on their bag of herbal. Better spending petrol and having fun.
I'd just slap him.
I literally would slap him, like.
I wouldn't say anything, I'd just slap him.
I'd say to them, like, what are your interests? What do you like? Because see, if you smoke this here, you're not having any interest in it. And it's really bad for your body and mind.
See, if you want to smoke herbal, go on ahead. It's your life, it's your choice, it's your decision. But what I can tell you is, you'll have no friends, no money, and nobody will lick you.
Like, as I was saying, right, see, when you're in herbal, you're just
And you're just a scumbag.
You're just a, aye, because see, you'll do anything and everything to get a bag of herbal. And when you're so far in it, you can't get off it unless you're in a detox centre, you get sectioned or something.
If anybody wanted to try a bag of herbal, I'd say I'd rather feed you a bong of grass than a bong of herbal.
I'd rather feed you dog shit.
I'd say to them, if you want to go and fuck your life up, go ahead and smoke it. If you want to have a life ahead of you, stay away from it.
It's not always that dramatic too. I mean, you could always just take it once and never touch it again. It's just different for everyone.
Everybody takes it.
Like, it says on it, not for human consumption, and that's how they get away with being legal.
You know what you are, boys? Guinea pigs.
Like, it's not they say that they give it to humans, they test it out on, it's just it's not tested enough. There's just so many unknown chemicals, you don't know what you're taking, really.
There's so many reasons for it to be illegal, and so little reasons for it to be legal.
Most of these drugs that we come across take the appearance of a powder form. They also come in pellet form as well. Sometimes the powder can be quite lumpy. The so-called legal highs are branded. They're packaged, so they'll be in a small plastic package, generally labelled not fit for human consumption, maybe labelled as being plant food or bath salts, and they'll have names. And I mean, this is key here because you can see that the market that these are aimed at. Names such as China White, Black Mamba, and so on. Names that are almost attractive, with a sense of excitement attached to them. And also the packaging can be quite bright. So people have to question the fact that, well then, why would the manufacturer, whoever's behind this, package in such a way and then put this disclaimer on it? And the simple fact is, they're covering themselves to make it illegal for them to sell it over the internet, and also we're actually telling you not to take this. This is not fit for human consumption. but we know you're going to take it. It's quite clear. The packaging seems to be aimed at a younger market, and that's what concerns us. And the fact that they can be ordered from the internet with relative ease. What I would say to people is you have to be aware that you're ordering a product here that there is no quality control on. The people behind us selling these here have no concern or regard for your safety.
I can only speak really anecdotally from my own experience, but I know that there are many occasions when myself and other officers are called out to individuals, say, who are found on the bridge or at the side of the river in great distress. On further investigation, we find that these people generally have had taken so-called legal highs.
One case recently, within the last 3 to 4 weeks, was a young girl who found herself wanting to throw herself in the Foyle River. She couldn't understand this. She had no episodes in her life that would trigger this here. She wasn't normally a depressive person. However, the effect of taking the synthetic form of cannabis was so much that after the stimulant phase was over, she found herself in a completely depressive phase. So that's somebody who, by all intents and purposes, was out for a good night or whatever. The effects of this drug were so powerful that she wanted to throw herself in the river. And she reiterated to the officers in that she said, I would never ever take the synthetic form of cannabis again.
We've come across instances where people were thoroughly paranoid, delusional, and dealing with people who have been arrested for things like criminal damage, possibly even domestics or disordered behaviour in the street.
People are reporting the after effects of taking legal highs or new psychoactive substances, and we're having increasing numbers of young people finding themselves in situations, and the consequences of those situations being, yes, arrest, consequences for their future around employment and their career, but also the physical consequences where they could maybe get themselves into a confrontation or a fight with somebody, either commit a very serious crime and injure somebody, or be the victim of a very serious crime.
What we see is perhaps a psychological addiction. The people that we come across may have started off through alcohol abuse, they may have used cannabis on a regular basis, but they're now finding that these new psychoactive substances are perhaps easier to buy, they're more accessible. The fact that they come with this term legal high makes it sound to them as if they're not doing anything wrong. The next thing you know, it's not just a Friday and Saturday night, so they're using on a regular basis.
If we look at the legislation that covers our controlled drugs, such as heroin, ecstasy, cannabis and so on, that's covered by the Misuse of Drugs Act, Northern Ireland 1971. So that covers all drugs that are deemed to be controlled drugs, either class A, B or C. What happened was these legal highs, as they're so-called, started to appear in the market. They were classed as new psychoactive substances. These were synthetic substances designed to mimic the effects of controlled drugs, and as such they didn't fall within the legislation. Methadone, probably the first and most popular initially, was found to be trigger heart attacks, seizures, fits, and never mind the psychological effects as well. A lot of the same effects that are resulting from the use of controlled drugs. So in 2010 it was made illegal. So the term legal high comes from the fact that a lot of these substances, when they come onto the market initially, are made up of constituents that fall outside the Misuse of Drugs Act. But very quickly they are classed as being temporary class drugs, and then they fall under it. The authorities as such are playing catch up around that, because we have to wait for these substances to come on the market first of all, seize them, get them tested, and in a lot of cases they already contain substances that are already illegal, so that's not an issue, but in some cases they don't, and then that has to go for statute to be created around that to make that particular new drug illegal. There is a move towards trying to class all of these substances as being illegal until the manufacturer proves that they are legal substances, and that's coming from the one and only desire, which is to protect the public. Well, some of the signs that I would suggest parents look out for are increased tiredness. That seems to be one of the more common side effects of taking new psychoactive substances. So if your child normally has a good routine, it's going to playing sports and doing their homework, going to bed, getting up for school, if that drops away, there's a sudden change in it. That should be a warning sign. When somebody actually takes these, Substances, there is talk of feeling superhuman, and there is like sometimes a white scum around the edges of the mouth. Dilated pupils, so they talk about saucer eyeballs, that's pupils dilated wide open. Very, very active, bouncing about, almost hyperactive. So people need to be aware of that there, and I mean, parents need to be aware of those signs and symptoms. If police officers stop you with this here, irrespective if it's in a sealed package, we will be seizing it because we don't know what's in it. It could be containing illegal substances, and we'll only know that once we test it. So you're looking at all the consequences of us stopping, searching you, seizing that, possibly arresting you, possibly going and searching your house as well to see if there's other drugs there. And that is all perfectly legal because we don't know how the substance, if it is one of the ones that falls within the temporary controlled drugs or one of the controlled drugs until we get it tested. So all those consequences will happen anyway, even if you are saying that it is a legal high, a so-called legal high.